So hello people, how you going today? And today I want to talk about accents and should you acquire a native English accent? Hello, this is Glenn from Australian English 101, and today I'm going to talk about should you try and acquire a native English accent. Now, in native English accent, I'm talking about the Australian accent like I have, or the New Zealand accent, any of the various North American accents, which I think there's about 10, or the accent from the United Kingdom, which I believe there's about 20 plus different type of accents. They include Yorkshire, Cockney, Scottish, Northern Irish, and many more. And also Ireland has a few varieties of English, which are the simplest one is easy to understand, but they actually get a lot harder depending on the area where they live. So, should you acquire any of their accents? Like, if you're in Australia, should you try and pick up the Australian accent? Well, the answer to this is most likely no, because the main condition to speak English is to be understood, and it doesn't matter what accent you actually have, as long as you are clear and people understand you, the accent is not too important. But there is a caveat. Certain businesses, if you want employment, will require you to have a more clear accent, and the native one is the most likely choice. So, being in Australia, I have lots of experiences with interacting with people from around the world, and a lot of those people are new arrivals, so they're immigrants, and they do not have the English accent, but I can understand them clearly, and well, that is fine for them to speak English with their own accent. So you must understand, an accent from overseas is mainly derived from your original language. So if you're Italian, you'll pick up an Italian accent. Same with Greek, same with the many Indian languages, depending on if it's Dravidian or Indo-European. Also Chinese as well, and it also affects the way you speak English. So like the Chinese, they find it harder to pick up the many grammatical features like articles and that, past, present and future, the genders, because they don't have those in Chinese, so they need to work very hard to actually pick up those. And with Indians, well, their accent is actually very strong. So I find a lot of new arrivals from India are pretty hard to understand when they speak English, because their native language, it really affects their English a lot. And in those cases, trying to mimic the native accent will reduce the impact of their native language, and will also make their English a lot clearer, so they can communicate effectively in English. And in that case, people will find them more employable, because, well, when you're working, you need to communicate, and you need to communicate effectively. So speaking clearer is the main way to communicate effectively. So there should be a compromise. While you don't have to actually pick up the native accent, maybe you can incorporate features or certain pronunciations of the accent. I would start off with the pronunciation of consonants and vowels, and then go on to the pronunciation of combinations of those. So an example would be government, So you'll take gov, earn, ment. You'll split it up into 3 sections, and you'll try and pronounce each section, well, very clearly. Try to mimic the native speakers, but you don't have to get it correct. As long as it's clear and other people can understand it, that is good. So that's what you actually want. So in conclusion, you don't have to try and speak as good as a native speaker with their native accent. You just need to try and speak very clear, so that other native English speakers can understand what you're talking about, and you can also understand what they are talking about. Because another reason to try and incorporate native English speaking features into your English is that I find that, well, people from India, when they first come here, they also have trouble understanding my accent because, well, they're not used to it. So they need to learn as well. If I went to India, I would try and learn their language as well. So it goes both ways. So I hope this clears up some ambiguities some people might have. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comment section down below. Maybe I will answer them later on. And have an awesome English learning time. Oh, also, please like my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if it helps you. Have an awesome time. Bye bye, mate.